in terms of self-love and acceptance. So once I did my big chop this way, and I felt that there was a reason that my hair grows from my scalp the way it grows from my scalp, and I felt obligated in that sense to present that to the world. Women, I think, have to endure, or a lot of times things we have to tolerate in terms of our hair, you know, stares, the looks, people questioning you, people assuming that you're militant or that when you go natural, and vice versa. There's things and there's stereotypes when you are relaxed. I felt more comfortable with the way God created me. So the first thing I did, the primary thing I did, was say to myself, bless this with, I'm happy with that, I'm accepting that, I'm embracing it. We hear when we're younger. I quieted even some of the voices that were mine, that said things to me so that I could hear the good things. The first step I took was to start to read. And I know you guys are probably going to be like, what? What does this have to do with natural hair? Well, it's really important. Primarily looking for the whys. Why is there hair discrimination? Why is there discrimination against, you know, even amongst ourselves, against each other? Why? Those are, I think, the primary questions that I needed to answer to know where I was headed and what my purpose was and the things that I was doing. And so I'm going to give you guys a couple of things you might want to do, which is what I did. And I'm an avid reader, and I realize that not everyone wants to read a bunch of books all the time, and that's fine. And I have an option for you guys if you don't want to read. First, I recommend that everybody start with the Willie Lynch letters. That letter is very important. It is so important. It is a key feature in where we are now. And it's definitely going to give you an idea of why all of this is even important to begin with. So start with the Willie Lynch letters. There's a video that I saw on YouTube, and it was created by Miss J, the Diva 2. That's MSJTHEDIVA and the number 2. And it was The Roots, Black Hair Through History and the Stereotypes. I thought that was a pretty good one to look at. Also, this video is phenomenal. There's a series of them. There's about 6 or 7, I think. Most of them are really short, but they are information intense. And it's called 400 Years Without a Comb. That is a video I'd like you guys to watch. So if you're out there and you're thinking about going natural, you haven't really decided if it's something you want to do, but you've definitely been thinking about it, or if you're already a natural and you are having some concerns, you know, concerns like some of the concerns that Josie was having and some of the other women in the natural hair community were having concerning this whole less kinky versus kinky, or whatever, 4s versus 3s, or whatever the case may be. I really encourage you guys, please start with those letters, look at these videos, watch these videos, read. There is a reason behind all of this stuff, and it's bigger than us. It did not just start with us. It did not just start with the product companies. It didn't just start with YouTube and the natural hair community. This thing is huge, and learning about our history is so important. We need to know forces behind the civil rights movement. This is a very good one, and this book is good in general. I just would recommend it. It's Why We Can't Wait, Martin Luther King Jr. This is a really good one. Okay, so those are the primary steps. These are the things that I did, and I'm just putting it out there in case any of you guys are interested. The next thing is 1 day a week. If you've already gone natural, whether you've done a big chop or whether you are transitioning, I would recommend 1 day a week for you to wear your hair in its complete natural state. And when I mean complete natural, I mean shampoo it or whatever it is you do to it, co-wash it, and put some oil in it and wear it. You know, if you're like me, if you have a twist out and it starts to get old, which is what this is, today's wash day for me. I'm going to actually shampoo this as soon as I'm done with this video. And As you can see, the older my twist out get, the more it just looks like a fro. It just looks like a curly fro. I would recommend that if you're able to do that, to wear your hair one day a week in its most natural state as you possibly can. And you would say, why? Why would I do that? Well, first off, it's your hair. You know, it's your natural hair. Second off, in becoming more confident, I think it's really important to wear your hair in its natural state. It's going to do two things for you. It's going to show you what your hair really is like, allow you to learn how to care for it in its natural state, but it's also going to say to the world, this is who I am. It's going to cause a ripple effect amongst other people, them looking and saying, wow, she's wearing her natural hair. Natural hair. This isn't a twist out. This isn't a, you know, stretching. This is just natural. I think it's really important for self-acceptance, and it brings you closer to embracing you. It makes you more comfortable, so that when you are wearing these twist outs, you are wearing these braids, and you are wearing these other things, you're completely filled with self-pride because you are accepting yourself. And you know, and that's really the only way I can put it. You're really just embodying and dispelled myths by example, like the typing system. But it gives you guys a way to understand exactly what I'm talking about, and so that makes conversation a little bit easier. So basically, wearing your hair, dispelling the myth, you know, because African American hair is so varied and our hair is so different, even amongst African Americans, it's good, I think, for the world to see that not only is our hair beautiful, but it's versatile. And there's so many things that we can do with it. And so start with yourself. Be the change you want to see. Wear your natural hair. Step 4 is going to be gravitate towards other confident women and build a network. You know, I remember when I was in school and I wasn't natural at the time. I was transitioning, I think. There were a couple of girls in my classroom who were already natural. Made me proud to step into that. So they kind of pioneered the way for me, and they made me comfortable. So it's good for a new natural, especially, to surround yourself with powerful people. Surround yourself with people who motivate you. If there's something that you want to do, if there's certain hairstyles that you like and things that when you're stepping out on the ledge, or if you're feeling a little bit less confident, and your confidence to help someone else. And this is one of the things that I stressed before. You know, you're not getting the type of platform that you think at this point you deserve, or not even you personally, but type 4s or the kinkier girls, because there's so many women who need you to pull them up. So just saying, well, you know what, I'm so sick of the natural hair community, I'm so sick of seeing the unfairness in it, that I'm just, you know, I'm just tired of this. I'm just gonna give up, you know, because I've seen some videos where some women have said they're done. They're just not going to do this anymore because it's so frustrating. And it just brings me to the thought of, you know, what if our forefathers had gotten frustrated? What if people during the civil rights movement had decided that, you know what, this is just too hard. Getting kicked and spit on and treated like this is just too hard. You know, I'm going to give up, you know. And we take for granted certain things. You know, we take for granted drinking out of a water fountain that does not have a sign above it that says colored only. And people had to go through something for that to happen. You know, just things as simple as waking up and going to class. Somebody had to suffer for that to happen for us. And I think if we really think about those things and we think of things in those terms, it makes our suffering seem that much smaller. And I think that's something that I've tried to keep in mind with some of the, you know, rejection that I've received, or some of the things that people have said to me about my hair. Oh, your hair looks militant. Oh, you know, I can always think to myself that I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing this so that my daughter can walk around with her hair in its natural state and feel proud of it. Because I feel very confident that maybe not with my children, but my children, one day walk outside with her natural hair without being judged by her hair. People will actually look at her. And I also believe that one day natural hair will be an accepted thing. And, you know, and the only way that that's going to happen, the only way that people are going to accept us the way we are is if we accept ourselves the way we are and challenge that. Challenge, you know, someone saying, well, I don't like your hair that way. Not to like my hair that way, but I'm still going to wear my hair this way. I mean, people need to understand that that's just going to happen. That's how we get to another level of everyone else accepting us for who we are. It starts with us. And we just have to show the world that, hey, this is going to happen. I mean, there's nothing you can do to stop this. This is the way God created my hair, and this is the way I'm choosing to wear my hair. And I'm sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. However, I'm going to continue to do this. And so it's a struggle, you know, and that's absolutely what it is. It is a struggle. It's definitely not easy, but it has to be done. And I think if it has to be done, I would rather it start with me, you know. And like I said before, I want my daughter to be able to walk around with her hair in its natural state without feeling like she's less than. I don't want her to hear the types of things that I heard growing up, that, you know, I needed to relax my hair, that I needed to straighten my hair. And I want her to see standards of beauty that other people may think, you know, is the standard, and her not believe that that's necessarily the standard. And I want her to know that she sets the standard for what beauty is for herself, not the media and not anyone else. And so think about things in those terms. You know, do not lose heart. Don't give up, because there's so many people who have come so far for us to be at the point we are at. Then definitely we have to endure some struggles to get our kids to where we want them to be. Telling you you're not good enough in so many words, and that you need to change this or that to fit a certain standard that is not the way God created you. It's absolutely repulsive. But if we ever want that to change, we cannot become frustrated. We definitely have to keep doing what it is we're doing. And I honestly believe that people are more good than they are anything else. And I honestly believe that a lot of it is just simple ignorance, and ignorance in the sense that they just don't know. And I think the more that they see it, the more that they're having to talk about the issue and people are having to address the issue, then the more mainstream it will become. And I honestly in my heart believe that one day it will just be like any other hairstyle. People will either think they like it or they don't like it. It won't be necessarily as, why are you doing that to your hair? There's something wrong with that. It'll just be a difference. So I was looking through this book, and on the front cover it says, freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. I think that really fits what we're going through and what we're doing. We cannot expect somebody to give us the platform. We cannot expect someone to just say, okay, here, we're going to lay it all out for you, and here you go. It's not going to happen like that. If we want there to be more coverage of type 4 hair, then we have to take it. We have to take that platform.